What's going on, guys? Luke22SV here, and welcome to the 13th round of the career mode of Season 3 here for the Belgian Grand Prix, and coming off the back of a pretty poor result in Hungary, coming in 4th again, two fourth places in a row. We had two first places in a row and two fourth places in a row. It could have been better. We should have been on the podium really, but we made a mistake and ended up behind our championship rivals in Verstappen and Butler. Hamilton also getting a podium, and Norris now starting to fall back in the championship fight. So it was almost looking like a three-horse race for the last 8 races of the season. So yeah, with that being said, then we go get into the qualifying for the Belgian Grand Prix, and hopefully we can respond this weekend, because yeah, Verstappen has been on hot form at the moment, whilst we've sort of been slipping up a little bit. Both in qualifying of the last couple of races and the race as well. Didn't really have the pace in Hungary to match my teammate, and yeah, it showed in the end with Verstappen winning that race, Butler winning in Germany. So coming in here, we need a good result today, and of course McLaren as well. They need a good result. So does Norris, and so does Butler really, if they want to keep in this championship fight at the moment, because it could end up almost being a two-horse race at the moment, because it's just the two Red Bulls are the strongest at the moment, and this is going to be our best lap then as we go through the first part of this track. And of course it's probably one of my favourites as well, so it's a good hunting ground as well for me. So yeah, we're hopeful of a good result here, and on the wheel again. So carrying on with the wheel, just the one-off in Germany where we ended up using the controller, and now we're back on the wheel again, just like we were in Hungary. And yeah, now I'm starting to get a little bit more used to it. Of course, we're not perfect yet. It'll be a long time before I'm perfect, I think, but yeah, we're getting better. We've got the pace now, a little bit more pace. Of course, I think a little bit worried when it comes to Singapore. I think that might be a tough one for me. Yeah, I'm not sure how well I'll do at Singapore. May not be on the pad then, but right now our main focus is on this qualifying lap, and whether it's going to be good enough for pole position. And well, of course, this is our best lap that we did do in this session. Of course, the one being shown is our best lap. Whether it will be good enough for pole position, we'll have to see, and whether we could improve on it. Of course, we won't be able to improve on it. It's come around the last corner to cross the line. Where's it going to put us in relation to everyone else? It's going to be on pole position, provisional pole position. So that's a good sign so far. But whether we'll be able to stay there, that's the other question. And coming towards the end of the session, we were able to stay on pole position, so a decent lap in the end. We weren't able to improve on that lap. We did go on another run, but we messed up into the final chicane. And on pole position then, ahead of my teammate Verstappen. Butler down in 4th, Hamilton in the way there, and Norris is down in 12th. So he almost doesn't want to win the championship this season, does Norris, with a poor qualifying like that again. But that's what we're used to seeing from Norris for some reason in his career mode. I don't know why he's so off the pace in the qualifying, but yeah, that's a bit uncharacteristic. But anyway, moving on into the race then, can we convert this pole position into a win? And well, we're hoping to do that. Definitely, we weren't able to do that in Canada. Of course, we should have done it in Canada, but of course we messed up that weekend. But hopefully we can get it right this weekend. And now moving on to the starting grid then, of course it's myself on pole position, Verstappen in 2nd, Hamilton 3rd, Butler in 4th, and then Weber, and then Bottas, and then Leclerc and Ricciardo, and then Vettel and Stroll. So Ferrari looking a bit stronger this weekend, but still not where they'd like to be. Sainz, then Norris, Perez, Fiat, Magnussen, Albon, Giovinazzi and Hulkenberg, and then Russell and Gasly. So it's a fairly mixed up second half of the grid as well. So don't really know who's good and who's bad. It's normally the Hasses that have been pretty poor this season. Renault have actually improved by some margin, but anyway, we come on to those 5 red lights to start this Spa Belgian Grand Prix, and we're away in Belgium to start this third time we're here in this career mode. And there's a poor start, and we go into turn 1 and diving down the inside of Verstappen. We've gone off, and there's yellow flags behind us, and there was contact between myself and Hamilton. And yeah, there's been there's a safety car is out, and there's a traffic jam there at the source. So what I know have happened there between myself and Hamilton, it was a slightest bit of contact, which yeah, we dived back down the inside of Verstappen, and yeah, I don't know what happened there, because yeah, we just outbroke ourselves really. We were beaten off the start by both Verstappen and Hamilton. Stroll's up to second from nowhere now. I think he started like P10, so Stroll gaining a lot out of that, which he needs to do. He's had a really poor season, to be honest, in comparison to his teammate. But here's what happened, and here's this replay at the start. We got a fairly poor start. We tried to cover off our teammate, but he got past us immediately, and then Hamilton came in. There was just a little bit of contact between myself and Hamilton. He got spun round, and everyone else got held up by that. I don't know what happened there. He held up Hamilton, held up Verstappen. And here we go. Here's the onboard with Hamilton. He dives into turn one. It's just a little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact, and yeah, he makes contact with Weber, lucky not to break their front wing, and then reverses into my teammate, and Stroll just happily drives on through. So yeah, now we're just a couple of laps behind the safety car. We're on the end of lap 3, and we're going to be back to racing speed after the safety car comes in. We're warming up those tyres desperately to get a little bit of temperature into them, and the safety car is pulling away now, so we got to pick the perfect chance to well, basically just pull away from Stroll, hopefully catch him napping, and get towards, well, just get away from him as quickly as possible. But safety car coming in now, then can we pick the perfect chance to well, just put the foot down and get away as we come around the last corner and to start the race again on lap 4. And yeah, it's not really been the best restart of possible. Stroll is still right behind us, so that restart didn't go nearly as well as it could have done. And Stroll is on our back now. Verstappen as well will be there too. So Verstappen will be hoping to get back past Stroll after that first corner incident, which kind of hindered him as well, because he was probably going to be leading the race coming out of turn 1. But look at this, coming out of Eau Rouge, you can see coming onto the Kemmel Straight, you see Stroll. Is he going to be able to take the lead here? Is Lance Stroll going to be able to take the lead of this race? Verstappen's in there too. He's looking very interested. Stroll looking to the inside, give him a little bit of room. You can see that red proximity arrow, and yeah, we just about managed to keep the gap. So a bit of a shaky start to lap 4 and restart of this race. So yeah, and locking up into the next corner, almost conceding the lead there as well. Coming through the corner with no name, Stroll takes the lead of this race. He almost took the lead there, but he was on the outside, and that was never going to work. But we go through P1. Can we keep hold of this lead now? Because we've just been so shaky at the restart, and it's been a poor lap. And surely Stroll's got to take his opportunity here. If we keep giving him so many chances to get past us, surely we just got to get our foot down and really try and get back onto the base, because we just lost it in the opening lap with this after the safety cars come in. But now it seems that we've managed to steady ourselves a little bit here, and Stroll's now 7 tenths behind. So Verstappen then is going to be right on Stroll's back, and hoping to get past Lance Stroll for P2 immediately, and to be on to the back of me for sure. So we'll have to watch out for that. And Verstappen then goes up into P2 already then, so Stroll with a chance to take the lead has now ended up losing P2 to my teammate Verstappen, and starting lap 5 with the fastest, well, set the fast lap. We should be pitting at the end of this lap, so yeah, we got a chance to try and get the undercut ready on everyone else. So but look at that, Verstappen then, he looks very much quicker than myself at this point in this race. So we've got to try and build up a gap to our teammate Verstappen, but he's all over us. He's going to be all over us definitely if we keep making mistakes like we have done so far in this race, particularly on the last lap. But yeah, we started this race pretty irrationally, just not doing too well at the moment. So yeah, we've got to try and get a bit of consistency and try and keep the car pointing in the right direction, and just not make too many more mistakes like we have done in the first few laps of this race. But you can see that proximity arrows are now looming large on our screen. You can see he's definitely getting closer as Verstappen, so we've just got to try and keep him behind now. With DRS going to be enabled though, so if we can't keep him behind though, is he going to get the overcut on us with cars pitting? So that's something we've got to worry about as well. Is he going to be able to get the overcut on us? I think he'll be probably pitting the lap after, or maybe lap 7. So yeah, they tend to pit a little bit later than we do, so we're going to have to watch out for that. But look at this, we set purple sector 2 there, but I think Verstappen was quicker, because he's now just a few tenths behind us as we go through towards Blanchimont and then to the bus stop chicane. And we're going to be pitting at the end of this lap. And is Verstappen going to be able to get closer to us? You can see he's getting very close now. So is he going to be able to make a move just like he did on Stroll last time in the last laps? But we go into the corner and we've just locked the rears and spun a little bit there. and in the midst of it we've ended up carrying on, and Weber's now up to second and Stroll's up to third. So I don't know what happened there, but we've completely lost the rears, and that's almost kind of let us off the hook there. With our teammates now not in the top three, so we'll have to see what happens with our teammate. But right now we've got a defend from Lucas Weber, another Alfa Romeo that's on our back now. So yeah, we might have not got away with it after all, because we've got two Alfa Romeos that have just gained a lot out of that. And Weber now, is he going to be able to get past us as we head towards the next corner? Is he going to get past us? You can see that proximity arrow getting closer. Is he going to go to the inside to make that move? No, well, we're going to stay ahead of him for the time being, but that could have gone horribly wrong. But somehow we managed to get away with that spin, and we're still leading the race. So yeah, very lucky to be getting away with that. But Verstappen not so much. He's lost a few positions thanks to that. We ended up staying out as well. So here's the replay then of Verstappen. What happened to me, we just kind of had a little bit of pressure coming into this corner. We're just looking behind us, and then all of a sudden we're just going to the corners. The rear is just locked, and yeah, Verstappen just stopped before he ended up running to the side of us. And then you can see the two Alphas just flying past. Luckily for him, he didn't lose any more position, so he was just down in P4. So yeah, well, there we go. But got away with that. Set two personal bests this lap, and we'll be coming into the pits now. So if my teammate is coming into the pits this lap, he should be hopefully coming into the pits next lap. But there we go. We're coming into the pits to put on the medium tyres now, and into the pits we go. And our teammate has come into the pits at the same time as us. So yeah, that's going to be a bit messed up, because he's going to be held up by us. You can see he's held up by us. We're held up a little bit ourselves here. Can't even get out of the pits for such a long time, which is going to hold up Verstappen even more. And you can see the Alfa Romeo's got out ahead of us. So we were leading this race, and we come out behind the Alfa Romeo of Lucas Weber. And Weber now probably in the net first position, maybe Stroll. If he comes around next time, Stroll might even be leading this race. I don't know how much Weber got held up by, but Giovinazzi's out of this race now, and there's no safety car out for that. He's stopped there, kind of in the firing line if someone goes off at a Russo. Bit of a weird one that no one's gone off, but Albon here, he's right behind us, and he's pitted as well, so he's gained a lot of time as Alex Albon. And yeah, we all saw what happened between ourselves and Albon in the last race, so we want to avoid any confrontation with Alex Albon, our former teammate. So keeping him behind for the time being. And now, can we unlock any pace on these medium tyres, which we didn't show on the soft tyres that we were on? We had an awful time on the soft tyres in our first stint. Can we get towards Lucas Weber now? Is he going to go off into the distance? Because yeah, we haven't really been too strong in the opening bit of the race with the soft tyres. But as before, we have seen that we have had an improved second half of the race when we've been on the medium tyres. And already you can see we're closing in on Lucas Weber, who was, well, pretty much the net first position is Lucas Weber when everyone else comes into the pits. I don't know what's happened to Verstappen though. I don't know how far back he is. Purple sector 2 then, so pace is looking quite decent here. So if we can get close enough to Lucas Weber, we can definitely think about making a move and getting into the lead of this race. But look at this, we're getting so close to the slipstream as well. So I think on the next straight, I think we can definitely think about getting past Lucas Weber with the DRS on the Kemmel straight. But we've got DRS onto the main pit straight as well, so maybe diving down into the inside of turn 1. But that exit out of the last corner will definitely put pay to that. So that's not going to happen this time around. We'll have to definitely wait until after Eau Rouge to get the move on Lucas Weber, and if we're close enough. But you can see he's actually got a better exit out of turn 1 again. So yeah, we need a really good amount of power to come out of this engine if we want to get past him this time. And I think there's just one person yet to stop, and Albon. He's going to be looking like he's going to be on the podium at this stage, and I think it is a McLaren that's yet to stop. So look at that, we're not getting anywhere near overtaking Lucas Weber at this point. So yeah, didn't really help us at all. But closing in on him now, I think we have got the pace. He just had a few tricky corners there. A few little more mistakes that we have been creeping into our race at this point. But look how much we've closed in on him in the last couple of corners alone there. So Weber is not really looking too quick at the moment, and we can pretty much pounce on him and retake the lead of this race, surely, if it's only a matter of time, because yeah, we're going to have DRS. But look at this, going through Pouon, we've just caught up with him by a lot, and now surely we can get past him. We got a little bit of a run here, and we're going to make a move down the inside into this corner, and running a little bit deep into the corner. We made a little bit of contact as well, but not to worry, we're still ahead and we're still into pretty much leading this race now. But Lando Norris is going to be pitting fairly soon, so we're going to watch out if he is going to come out anywhere between us. Lando Norris is going to be able to get a massive overcut on everyone and get a good result here after his poor qualifying, and he needs a good result as well for the course of his championship if he really wants to be back in this, but he needs to get a good result soon. So come around the last corner then, we should be back into the lead of this race as we move on to the last couple of laps of the race, and we are leading this race still with just a slight gap to Lucas Weber, and Lando Norris actually into third place, so good drive from Lando Norris. I think he's probably going to be a driver of the day as things stand, but Lucas Weber looking very happy at the moment behind us, and we've got 2 laps where we make a little wobble through Rouge there, and that's slowed us down a lot. And are we going to concede the lead of this race here? Lucas Weber, is he going to get close to make a move here into the next corner? Is he going to get past us? And again, a little bit too far. We lock up a little bit and run a little bit deep, and now we're just struggling to keep these guys ahead of us, behind us all of a sudden. And you can see we've got a train of cars, but we've got 1.5 laps to go, and can we bring this win home? Converting pole position into a win, will definitely be good for us if we can do that, because that would extend our championship lead. Well, actually, I wouldn't extend our championship lead. I think well, it would help us in our fight against Max Verstappen, who's been on a good run recently. And yeah, now we've just got to try and we just try and get around these last 1.5 laps to win this race. But Lucas Weber, he wants another win. So does Lando Norris. If he can overtake the next two cars and win this race, he could definitely be right back in the championship hunt. But at the moment, he's going to be even further out of it as things stand. He's on the hard tyres as well. I don't know why that is, but at the moment, things seem to have calmed down after that little mistake in the middle of Eau Rouge, which could have been a lot worse than it did. We're lucky that we're still pointing in the right direction, really, because yeah, we could have gone anywhere with that little kick of oversteer. But to start the last lap of the race then, which is 1 lap to go, can we keep this win? And we got a look at Verstappen, Weber and Norris behind us. Hamilton setting the fast lap of the race, so we're not going to get that bonus point unless we can have a hell of a last lap. But we got hot lap engaged, we got rich mix mate engaged, so we've got all the right stuff to try and defend the lead ahead of Lucas Weber, or at least we'll try to. Is he going to get close enough on this straight? It might be the last chance for him to overtake, unless he can fire one into the bus stop chicane. He's getting very close. We have to defend. We go back to the inside though, and we're going to turn in. But again, just through these few corners, we're just a little bit tentative, and that's allowing them to close in. We're just making a few mistakes every time we go through that corner. A little bit under pressure, but we're able to keep the lead at the moment. But we're running wide again. That's not helping us at all. And they could almost send it up to the inside into Pouhon if they're feeling brave. But you can see now, yeah, we're having to defend into Pouhon as Weber goes to the outside. And look at that, Lando Norris now. Is he going to be able to take P2 here? And that's going to help us out, actually. If those two squabble over P2, we might be let off the hook as we go into the last few corners of this lap and the last few corners of this race. Lando Norris and Weber, they're fighting over P2, and that's going to kind of help us out a bunch there. But Weber and Norris still squabbling over P2, and yeah, that's kind of pretty much saved us at this point. Yes, Lando Norris looks to have gotten P2 as well, so those extra 3 points may come in handy towards the end of the season, because I'm sure there's going to be a few more races where we don't do particularly too well. But anyway, come round the last corner of this lap, and well, just one more to go, and then to cross the line, we're going to be back on winning form here, and we take the win after winning in Silverstone and Austria. We're back on top spot, and to make that our 3rd win of the season, and a very handy one indeed. So yeah, there we go, after the first corner incident and the controversy with my teammate as well. Yeah, we've managed to get the win, converting the pole position into the win, and happy days for us, and a good result for Norris as well after his poor qualifying. But again, he could have won that race perhaps if he qualified better. So yeah. Anyway, that's the end of the race there. You can see Albon finished 4th in the end, so Hamilton 5th. My teammate didn't even finish in the points, so that's helped us out a lot. and yeah, neither did Devon Butler either. So Norris will be very happy with that one, seeing where those guys finished. But yeah, fantastic result for us, and there you can see we've actually taken the lead of the championship there by 15 points. So that's a huge gap between my teammate Verstappen, and Norris is back up to 3rd, Butler is down to 4th, and Hamilton then up to 6th as well. So there's a lot of changes there in the top 10. Albon up to 11th as well, so he's had a couple of good results recently. Mercedes overtook Ferrari in the constructors, but yeah, there we go. We've taken the lead of the championship, and we moved to Italy, where it's just also been a good hunting ground for me as well. So we'll see you in Italy very soon. I hope you enjoyed it today. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon for the Italian Grand Prix.